I'm John Donald, and welcome to The Good Life. It is our view that all life is good. We're going to take a closer look at some of the aspects of life. We're going to look at health, wealth, spirit, and faith. So come along with us as we take this journey through life. We're going to explore the life of one of nature's most generous and useful creatures, the honeybee. Honeybees have been around for millions of years, and it is the only insect that produces a food eaten by man. And that food is the only one that contains all of the substances necessary to sustain life. Let's take a closer look at the honeybee. Here we are in the bee field with myself, Jeff McClure, owner and beekeeper of King Bee Honey, and 49 million bees. So tell me, Jeff, what's a bee life like?
It's a great question. A bee's life is predominantly work. Work, work, work. How can I improve the hive? What can I do to help the betterment of the hive?
How do the bees make honey?
It's actually very simple. Mother Nature takes care of that for us. She produces flowers, and the bees go after that flower because the flower produces nectar, and the bees take that nectar home and turn it into honey.
All right, is that something that happens in the bee's digestive system that changes nectar to honey?
Yes, bees don't have backpacks or pouches or bags, so they have to swallow the nectar, and they bring that back to the hive. And in that process, while it's in the bee's stomach, and in the process of spitting it back out, that's how honey's made.
Okay, let me ask you this. How is a specific flavor of honey made, such as lavender or clover?
That's the hard part. It's hard to control where a bee goes to get its flower source. So our job as beekeepers is to put the hive where there's a predominant flower, such as lavender or clover. And then when we extract the honey, is to try to separate that from the other honey sources.
All right, tell me, Jeff, how do the bees contribute to our lives?
That's a very good question. I don't know if you knew this, but 1 out of every 4 bites that we eat is contributed by a bee. The cereal you had this morning with milk and cereal, the milk is actually helped produced by a bee. You might ask how, and that's because of cows. Cows eat hay. Hay is pollinated, the alfalfa seed is pollinated by bees. Therefore, in a sense, bees help produce milk.
All right, what are some of the health benefits of honey?
Honey is nature's perfect sweetener. It has pollen inside. A lot of times if you suffer from local allergies, find your local beekeeper, and chances are the pollens that are affecting you physically will be in the honey. And as you digest that honey, it bypasses all of your normal senses, your nose, your skin, your eyes, and your body won't react as bad to those pollens. The other nice thing is honey is a natural sweetener. Your body recognizes it, knows what to do with it, knows where to store it, such as fat or energy. Where some of these man-made sugars, the corn syrup or the white cane sugar, your body sometimes doesn't know what to do and how to store it.
Okay, Jeff, we looked at some of the things that bees do for us. What is it that we can do for the bee?
When we have our own gardens, we need to be sure to plant flowers. Not just our crops for ourselves, but we need to attract the bees. So we could plant flowers for the honeybee. And limit the use of pesticides. Pesticides is an enemy to the bee. And so another thing we can do as consumers is the products that we buy. Look for organic products, look for pesticide-free products, and that can help contribute to the life of the bee.
All right, Jeff, last question. What lessons can we take from the bee's life to make our lives better?
The bee teaches us everything. It teaches us that work is important, that by itself a bee is not very important, but as a group they can produce something sweet and produce enough for somebody else. They're always thinking and planning ahead for the future. They make enough honey in the summertime to last through the winter. The hive, the bee works for the betterment of the hive and not just for itself. So there's lots of lessons we can learn from bees.
All right. Well, look, it's been a pleasure being here with you today, and it's been very informative. I had no idea that a bee contributed so much in so many different areas. I want to thank you very much, Jeff, for having us.
Thank you, John. It's been fun.
All right. It's been said by Albert Einstein that if the bees were to disappear from the surface of the earth, man could only live about 4 more years. So, the next time you sit down to have a hot buttered biscuit and you spread some honey on it, think about the magnificent contribution that the bee has made to your pleasure. Yes, I've got to say it. They work hard for the honey.